All right, hey guys, Jason here. What we're going to be talking about today is this setup, and we're going to actually set it up to make sure we got this on the right spot. But this is the ultimate heater for your tent. If you do not have camp power where you're going to run that Drio, I've talked about, done other videos in, but if you are going to be in there somewhere where you do not have power, this combination right here does everything, including the milk crate. This is one of those oversized milk crates, and it fits everything in here perfectly. This in a 20-pound tank is going to be a gold mine. But what we have in here, we have our fan. It just drops right in here and sits there nice and neat in my little kit. But we have a actual... A wood stove heat fan is what we basically have here as a fan for a wood stove, and it's designed for this, and then this is the mount that goes on it. Now we are curious which one happens in what lower high, or lower medium, I got to remember, but then we also have our hose. This is our Mr. Buddy hose, the original classic Mr. Buddy hose, so we have that to hook up to a 20-pound tank. And then we have the actual Mr. Buddy heater. Mine, believe it or not, this one is pushing 15 years old. And this is what they now call the Pro, because it actually has the fan on it. We got the fan button, which we're not using. It burns through batteries too quick, but it does have the actual back on here in the fan. But it goes to show you how long these things have been lasting and how well they work. Now in here, I wonder if I got propane in here. I do. Cool. I didn't know if I did. I brought a bottle in case I didn't, but we got propane in here on both sides. Okay, you got double the tanks, so you can put one on both sides. I do have one on both sides, so that's nice. So we got tanks in there, and then you can hook your hose right into either one of these, and it does its job perfectly. Now, like I said, mine has been through the ringer being years old. Now, what's nice here is that we have a low, medium, and high. And low's putting out something, actually, I'll have to go look at the specs and give it to you. I can do that right now. Hold. All right, so power-wise, this thing basically does 4,000 BTUs on low, 9,000 on medium, and 18,000 on high. It's capable of heating any size tent that you have and doing a pretty good job at it. The downside to a heater like this is it's radiant heat, meaning it's just going to come straight up. That's where this fan comes in and does its brilliant job of sliding right into here and locking, and now that's going to push that heat down for you. It's going to send that heat forward like that in that direction. That's how that mounts on there, solid, okay, not going nowhere. And it's going to push that heat down and send it in for you. You're going to want to use. Now, what we want to do, set up, I don't remember if it's this one for low or this one for low, but in low, in medium only one comes on. I want to know which one that is, so I put this in the right place is what we're going to be doing. But so you get low, medium, and high out of this. You're getting, with the double 1-pound tanks on here, you're going to get on low 10.8 hours of runtime. Medium, you're going to get 4.8 hours of runtime. And on high, you get 2.5 hours of runtime. So that's quite a bit for two simple 1-pound cans of propane. However, these two get expensive to keep using, so it is a much better idea to get the hose and then connect it to your barbecue tank. Get an extra barbecue tank, bring it. That's what I do, and then I'll put the tank right outside the tent. In a tent, you're actually fine because the tent is basically like being outside, but I'll stick it right outside the door and then hook this up and have it so it runs right there like that. But you can run a propane tank in a tent. You just can't bring it inside your house. The temperature change is too drastic for them. But so simple and easy. And then the reason we use this milk crate is in camp, so we can get this off the ground. We take the milk crate and we put this on the actual milk crate like this, so that it's not laying on the ground. And that's our setup. This is on the floor of the tent. Heater sits up here nice and high, so it's not going to heat anything up or ruin anything on the floor of your tent, and you are good to go. That's basically this whole kit in one perfect nutshell. This whole kit comes together and fits perfectly inside of this bigger, oversized milk crate. That's what we love about it. Everything fits right in here so perfectly. So let's take a look at this and see here. So if we're going to we'll actually do it with this on here like we're supposed to. We got propane tanks in here. So let's see. So we start this dude up, and we'll try this upside down here. Remember, old girl here, and she still fires up like that every time. Again, 15-year-old, 18-year-old, I don't remember how old this is, but God, it's so old, and it just never fails. I mean, it works perfect every time. Now, let's take it over. Which one's going to light up? It's that one. Okay, so we want to move this. So now it does have a tip-over mode in here, too, but I'm going to do that while it's still going. Are you still going? Yeah, you're still going. No, you're going to, woo, it's too hot already. Let's turn that off for a second. let's turn that right off. And what I want to do is I want to move this this bracket to this side so that we're set over there for that. So we got to go this about, it pops out real easy. That needs to go through here. We want to bring that through here and catch it on these. Right there, and then bring this down. And bring this down to there. Hold on. Trying this upside down. We want that to hit on here, and that to hit on here. And that's going to catch on there. Now we have that set. We can slide it over a little bit more towards the middle. There we go. But now when we put that heater on there, or this fan on here, we should be able to catch that even in low mode. We should be able to catch this side. So there we go. So now we have that set on there. I don't think that can come in any closer, right? I think we're maxed out. There it is, right there like that. But now we have that heater on there. So now when we put this back on, hit the pilot lights, should be pretty warm already. So let's see. Yep. And then when we go to low, you'll see that side flame up on there. And now this heater is also really good because you can use it in your house for emergencies. Okay, this heater, every household should have this. I've made that video a couple of times, but this is priceless to have this heater. It is an indoor safe O2 cutoff. If it runs out of air, it shuts itself down. If out of oxygen, this is an incredible home heater. Not a bad idea to still crack a window somewhere in there just for the heck of it, but it is a indoor safe heater that does a fantastic job. So what we're waiting for is this fan to get kicking here. We'll stop that, but once this starts getting enough heat up there, we're going to see how it works and gets rolling on this. But that is the beauty of this system, is that it works at home, it works in camp, it heats everything perfect, it's quiet, it doesn't make any noise, and you've got a bunch of different options. You can run it with the 20-pound tank, or you can run it with the 1-pound, simple 1-pound tanks. Look at, there's that fan going already, on low. Look at that thing cooking. And you're gonna feel like you can feel that heat blowing out of there already. You can feel that all the way. I mean, we're on low. Let me see how far it is I can feel this. I'm gonna come over here. See, I can feel that here. I can feel it here. I can feel it all the way past the camera. I can feel that heat coming out of there on low. Okay, it's blowing pretty dang good coming out of that thing, which is nice. So you have your low modes on here. Now when you go to medium, you kick into medium. Right there, it's gonna, I don't remember if medium kicks on the other one too or not. I don't pay attention to that stuff. We just use it. Nope, medium is staying right there on the same one, on just a single one, but it's gonna be getting hotter. Look at that fan go now. I mean, that fan is screaming and blowing, and you feel it. So that's fantastic. Now, when you go to high, now we're going to kick in this one. You're going to see this other grid come in and catch on fire, and that's going to start heat. Look at that fan. I mean, that thing is, is blowing air. It is moving. That thing is doing a fantastic job of moving heat. But now we got both of these. When this other one kicks in on here too, we're going to get even hotter. But we go from 4,000 BTUs to 9,000 BTUs on medium. And then we go to 18, we kick in both panels, and it gets really, that's where this heat comes in. But this thing will heat our house. We've done it many times. When we lived in Michigan, we had a 2,700 square foot house, 5 bedrooms in there. And what we would do when the power was out, we would gather all in the living room, and then we would have this in there in our pretty big, I think it was 24 by 18 living room. And we would all be in there with this heater running and keeping us completely warm and doing a fantastic job. And then when we went to bed, we had 2 of these. We actually got 3. And we would put one in one room for where the kids and stuff are on low, and it would do good. And we put this in our room on low, and we would be just fine. Like I said, such a handy heater and very, very affordable. But in your camp, in your tent, when we had our RV, we ran this at every truck stop and everything we did when we'd stop and sleep. Every rest area, we'd go crawl in the camper and sleep. We would just turn this on. It was simple, and it worked fantastic, and there was no having to hook things up, mess with things, plug into anything. It was just perfect, simple. It works, and it works incredible. And in a camp setup where you do not have power to run like a Drio, this system right here is hard to beat. You just can't beat it. And like I said, that fan on top is just cooking that heat out here. I mean, that heat is blowing way past this camera. I can feel that heat. I am a solid 12 feet away from that, and I can feel that heat perfectly coming out of that fan. There is so much power in this system, and that fan is a game changer. Now, again, the Pro model has a fan that blows out of here, but it's not the same. And the batteries die out pretty quick on there, and they're big C-size or D-size batteries. This system right here, we go back down to medium. Let's go back down to low. But brilliant, just brilliant. So they're cheap, they're affordable, they work fantastic, and they are functional. So if you are looking for one, this is the route you want to go. Now, what about the half-size Mr. Buddy one? They're good too, but remember, that one is basically the same thing as this without the extra power. That one's going to be a 4 on low and a 9 on high. That's how it's going to work. 4, 6, 9, I think it is, or whatever. And that's it. It's as high as it goes, 9,000 BTUs. This one does 4, 9, and then it also kicks in the 18 for when you need the extra power. So in my opinion, buying the smaller one, the half-size one, not worth the money savings. Just go straight to this one. It's perfect setup. And again, when you put that kit together for in your camp, and you realize the power of this simple milk crate, this oversized, elongated milk crate. They're like 18 bucks on Amazon for one of these to buy, but it makes this whole kit perfect, compact, simple, and easy to do. So I'm going to wait till this cools down before I pack everything back in here, but that's it. Pop the fan off, take the heater, drop the heater in, stuff the cord in it, and stuff the fan next to it, and I have my heat source done. Sweet and easy. Little tip for you on the camping setup. And thanks for watching.